For Progressive Voices, I'm John Sinton, and this is A Turning Point. Today, make it stop. So here's a thought experiment. What would happen if you turned off MSNBC and Fox News, and you stopped listening to conservative talk radio, and you no longer watched Alex Jones or Tucker Carlson on X or YouTube or anywhere else? In other words, you stopped listening to the polemicists. Those are the people who trade in controversial and often polarizing opinions. They prosper by engaging our sense of outrage and fear and loathing. That's what the entire political media infrastructure is about. Profit. Profit grows with the intensity of your anger and bitterness. And if you think that the purveyors of polarizing media care that they are destroying the pillars of our democracy or the institutions that are the underpinnings of our civic life, think again. They only care about profit and power. If you are truly interested in taking back our country, start with your own listening, viewing, and reading. Stop that which suggests you should hate gays and transsexuals, or the NRA, or the FBI, or the Catholic Church, or Jews, or people who are pro-choice or anti-abortion. Just stop. You'll steal their raison d'etre, the French term that literally means reason for being, and you will stop the flow of money to the polarizing forces. Then and only then will they move on to the next profit center. Not only is most everything that you are listening to, reading, or watching promoting division in our country, it is also promoting ill health in your own life. Anger is a toxic emotion. There's a recent NIH study that shows just how toxic anger is. As they make us angry and incite us to fight with one another, they are getting rich, sure, but they are also sowing seeds of doubt and waving a magnet over our collective moral compass. The FBI may not be perfect, but it's the pinnacle of law enforcement in our country. Undermining it for the sake of scoring political points or protecting one grifting con man who can never be wrong and can never lose is proving detrimental to our entire understanding that we are a nation of laws and that no man is above them. Callous political calculation led people who are much more ideologically motivated than Donald Trump to get him to appoint judges who would overturn Roe versus Wade. The same judges are now involved in ethical scandals. Justice Thomas for taking money, an RV, a house for his mother, and elaborate vacations funded by people who have business before the court, with similar favor taking by Justice Samuel Alito, who also flies political side-taking flags at his houses. This same highly politicized court that knows none of the 5-4 balance of the past runs amok with a guaranteed 6-3 majority. For instance, they've decided that partisan political gerrymandering is absolutely fine and dandy, telling other federal courts not to get involved when states violate the very spirit of democracy by stacking congressional districts in their party's favor. According to Gallup, the Supreme Court has had a record low approval rating by the American people because the court has no mechanism to enforce its rulings. It relies on our faith and trust in it. It has gone a long way toward destroying those very things in recent years. Jamie Raskin, the Democrat from Truth to Power, has a current and hard-hitting piece that uses the oft-mentioned comparison between judges and baseball umpires because, like umpires, the Supreme Court is supposed to call balls and strikes. Quote, professional baseball would never allow an umpire to continue to officiate the World Series after learning that the pennant of one of the two teams competing was flying in the front yard of the umpire's home. Nor would an umpire be allowed to call balls and strikes in a World Series game after the umpire's wife tried to get the official score of a prior game in the series overthrown and canceled out to benefit the losing team. If judges are like umpires, then they should be treated like umpires, not team owners, fans, or players, unquote. Justices Alito and Thomas are hiding behind the weakest ethic rules in government, for nowhere else in the judiciary are judges expected to police their own conduct. They've created their own rules and now decide whether to follow them or not. I lay this all at the feet of the polemicists on radio, television, and the internet. The cure is simple. Maybe it's so simple we just haven't been able to see it before. But the cure is Netflix and chill. Just stop. My friend, the never not funny Bill Andrus, puts the silliness on display when he says a new study says 56% of people don't believe in polls, and a new poll says 65% of people don't believe in studies. Margin of error, plus or minus 50%. Well, look, if you want to make it stop giving it credence. Stop giving it oxygen. Just stop. For Progressive Voices, I'm John Sinton.
PV brings you the best progressive audio and video in one free stream. Stephanie Miller, Tom Hartman, Randy Rhodes, David Packman, Brad Friedman, and more. Search Progressive Voices on the TuneIn app. Download the free Progressive Voices app or go to progressivevoices.com.